Heterosexuality is probably, well, it is the greatest deception. And I know it sounds terrible, but it is. Just because you're tying that woman down or think you're tying her down by placing her in a certain role, by anchoring her with children, you think you're tying her down, slowing her down. No, that is the deceptions of the evil ones, of ones that want to keep you in bondage, in hardship, and servitude to the land to upkeep the world, to upkeep the life. Think about it. Your traditions, those traditions that makes you feel like it's the default and the rightest normal way is to be heterosexual, when in turn it is the soul trap. You collectively or between you, both of you of the opposite gender, when you accidentally or deliberately give birth, you're birthing others into bondage. Remember, by the Old Testament's uh, Genesis, when he made the so-called woman for the man to be able to support, think about it. If it wanted you to give birth, if it wanted you to work by the sweat of your brows, if it wanted the woman to be fruitful and multiply, it would have said it off the bat. It wouldn't need the tree of knowledge nor the tree of life to give a command to be fruitful and multiply and to work by the sweat of your brows. It wanted to provide paradise, and it did provide paradise, supposedly. Even though it forced others into bondage and roles, at least it was a simple role of being in paradise. You would have had everything provided for you. But, like I said, the fruit of knowledge was there and the tree of life was there. So you can only assume that Adam and Eve, they weren't going to feel death. They were probably already immortal before they ate of the knowledge, the tree of knowledge. Why would the tree of life already be there? It says, let's get them out before they eat of the tree of life, after they ate from the tree of knowledge. So you can only assume that once they ate of it, they became mortal. They no longer had immortality. And not only that, they was cast out into a designated land to start from scratch. This is why up to this day, it seems like the work is non-stop. Even though we call ourselves laxing of the hardships of life, you still have to work to some degree to survive, to sustain. And you have to do it under the rules of co-rules of evil ones that in some cases try to implant into you that union is you're supposed to be with the opposite gender, and try to use her or uses her to bound others. So the best thing we can do as sovereign beings is not birth others, and know that the tradition, if you the way that you're programmed to think is actually catering to bondage and the soul trap.